Instead of using many appliances over the years, just use one to consume less and save more. Miele products are designed to last for 20 years. That's quality ahead of its time. Miele, immer besser.
Hello, we are Jaime Olivera and Paloma Arnaiz, directors of the office called OHLAB, and we want to introduce you Casa Palerm. Casa Palerm is a slide. Okay. Casa Palerm is a project located in the island of Mallorca, just right in the center of the island. This is the plot, and then it's next to an existing construction, like a rural construction. And then so we had to choose the plot next to the existing construction. So basically we study a little bit the topography and then the view towards the mountains. And then so there's also a forest that gives some shades from the trees. So basically we are in between wheat fields, almond trees and pine trees. So we decided to place the house on the almond trees, just avoiding the shadows from the pines and also up enough to be able to see the views towards the mountains. And then also like capturing the south, the sun of the south. So basically this is the model. You can see the new construction with the forest and then also in relation with the existing construction. And then we studied the topology in the island. So we wanted really to see how the countryside topologies are in the island. So we went carefully through the different pavilions and topologies and also to the combination of those. So they create these kind of groups of houses. But then we just really capture the very simple one, that is only 6 meters width, which is a perfect dimension to be very economical because you avoid the central column. So that's the model of the house.
In terms of program, we pay attention to, we had a very limited budget in this project. So in Mallorca, you want to have always in the summer an exterior outdoor kind of living room, dining room, which is where you spend most of the time, at a covered terrace. But we didn't have that much budget to have like a lot of exterior spaces and interior spaces for the winter and summer and so on. So we decided to use just one that could work perfectly for the summer. That could be totally open on both ends of the construction, right in the middle. That could be enclosed in a kind of gallery on the winter, capturing the sun. And that kind of perforation in the center allows us to kind of take the beautiful views of the mountains to the interior of the house. So the views are on the north facade, on the north side of the house, and the south is in the south, and the south is in the other side. So with this big opening, we can kind of introduce the landscape inside, and then kind of works as a kind of scenographical experience where you have the background as a view. The stage would be the center of the house, kind of a performative space where all the action happens in the house, and we make this hall that on purpose we made it very panoramical, kind of reminding us to the evoking the moments of our childhood. That was like on the movie theaters, there was always CinemaScope and this proportion of 16 by 9, which kind of take us back to the movies, right? And that's what we kind of pretended with the southern terrace that was kind of looking to the background through the stage of the action of the house, which is this is a little bit the southern space of the house, the southern terrace where it's like the sunnier part in the winter, most used, and the kind of northern mostly more used in the summer, fresher, and kind of the space in between. It's kind of like our stage now with this like CinemaScope proportion, which is exactly 16 by 9. In plan, you see how this works. On the top part of the image, you see the north, the pool towards the view, and then on the south, on the bottom of the image, you have the southern terrace, and in between this kind of living room that have these windows, sliding windows that can be totally hidden in the thickness of the walls. And then as well, it's a kind of simple, very simple 3-bedroom house, right? Single family house with the traditional elements of the elevations. This is in a rural area. We want it to be very kind of quiet from the outside. So it's a new construction, but it could be there for centuries in a way. It's kind of a very quiet and discreet type of architecture with a simple gesture inside.
Also, we took a lot of attention into the energy efficiency of the house. So we basically create this canopy to protect from the summer solstice, and then also to allow the winter sun to get inside this void that Jaime was explaining before. And then also the cross ventilation, and then also it's self-sufficient in terms of water because we collect from the roof and then create this water tank to storage all the water. And then also we keep attention into the local construction. We really study how constructions are in Mallorca in terms of like chimneys, cornice, tile roofs, and then so we try to reproduce in our construction to create something very vernacular and very local with the chimneys, also with the tiles coming from demolition of all constructions in the island. And this is the result, like something very simple and very well integrated into the landscape and into the local construction of the island. These are the simple details that we create, trying to reproduce the local construction of the island. So basically what we want to do is like to emphasize the Mediterranean essence and then also to create something that very local with the kilometer zero. So everything is coming really from the island. We, for example, the textiles, the tiles that we apply in the project, the shutters, and then also these wicker canopies, the mortar, the ceramics from local artists as well in the island. So everything is really very, very local. Every decoration inside the house comes really from around the island. This is the view that basically is like the south view toward the north view toward the mountains.
Also, hydraulic tiles that typical from Mallorca, wicker baskets. We took out all references from kind of local construction and I mean, local elements and the vernacular. So I'm trying to reproduce it into a kind of more contemporary maybe approach. The local tiles in the kitchen are coming from Muguet, a manufacturer that makes the tiles a few kilometers away only from the house. All the elements inside are all the furniture is made in a local manufacturer from Mallorca that makes all the furniture. The type of pool also it's kind of a water tank, traditional water tanks in the countryside in Mallorca. Here you see the views and how they pay a lot of attention to kind of kilometer zero approach into everything from the textiles to the lime mortars to the linen fabrics, and the lighting is from also local manufacturer called Contain, which is making all the lamps custom made in brass in the island, and we actually get to design some of these lamps for other projects, and we're able to use them all here. And then again, finally, the proportion for us and how the relationship with the landscape kind of gets inside the house with this kind of cinemascope experience. And we have a kind of a small clip explaining a little bit that importance of this proportion, which I'm trying to play here.
Los años 20 fueron buenos tiempos para el séptimo arte. El cine del viejo formato brillaba con luz propia, pero algunos cineastas rebeldes lo cuestionaron. Y como siempre, la batalla por el alma del cine logró que fuera maravilloso. En 1927, el inventor francés Henri Chrétien utiliza la pantalla panorámica por primera vez, con el propósito de dar mayor amplitud a las escenas. Nuestra mirada se mueve, se activa y descubre cada elemento de la composición. De un modo mágico, una simple imagen nos recuerda que estamos vivos. Casi 100 años después, el 266-1 sigue siendo considerado el mejor formato para la contemplación. tienen hasta nuestros
I'm
días.
sorry, I don't know what's happening. Sorry.
Y su afán por crear imágenes que nos hacen sentir vivos nos inspira para crear lugares para vivir.
Yeah, would you like to begin? Quick questions, please.
Okay,
Very short.
I have, yeah, but
No.
it's locally resourced and it's beautifully done. And just to confirm, it's built from zero, right? You started it, you got the
Yes, it's in a
plot and you build
construction.
it, right? So
Exactly.
the walls, like foundations wall, what was it built from? Was it mud? Was it something else? I was not sure.
What did you say? The walls are in
The actual,
ceramic. It's ceramic bricks. Actually, ceramic bricks coming from the ceramic factory in Mallorca, a few kilometers away.
right.
So all the walls are
Right.
it's load bearing walls.
Mhm.
So they're not concrete.
Manuel, you're on mute.
We don't hear you.
Yes, I have a question regarding the shape of the building because it's not exactly a contemporary house. You decided to work with a traditional shape with the folded roof. So you decided not to create sort of cut and really build something totally contemporary. Can you explain about that?
Yes, I mean that was a twofold answer. I mean, there's a very strict restrictions in Mallorca for rural areas. So you can only build with pitch roofs and
Ah, that's
ceramic
the
roof
answer.
tiles and certain
Okay.
materials,
Yeah.
shades, colors. It's quite limited. And then
Uh-huh.
we, instead of trying to play against that rule, we really embraced it and say like, oh,
Mm.
let's try to work with it and make something beautiful, because why not? And then for us, that kind of became a leitmotiv into like, okay, maybe making something that really fits in the landscape is quite appropriate. So for that was a little bit like this image of integration in the
Yeah,
landscape
yeah.
was
I
really important,
understand
but at
much
the
more.
same
Okay,
time,
Oliver.
I love you. Actually, I love when you ask if it was already there or was a new construction, no?
Yeah,
Because that was
yeah,
the idea,
yeah.
no? To do
But
something
now we
I mean,
design.
understand. Mm.
even
I
the
think my
Oliver.
question would be too long, Nigel, so I'm going to pass.
Oh, okay. Johnny?
Well, okay. I just want to congratulate you guys. Mallorca, I think you guys won a lot of projects there, so you are making Mallorca almost like a design island. So good job.
Thank you.
And I think it's got a wonderful theatricality. You mentioned the 9 by 18 script, but I love the curtain that goes all the way across and the very simple means of evoking a contemporary sensibility with basically the kind of raw elements of a vernacular building. So you did from scratch, but you sort of took the past in by referring to rural buildings in Mallorca. Well done, thank you. So that was a bit of a mess because we had a technical failure. OHLAB, we're very pleased to see you back. That's and what a shame we can't actually share a drink together this time. But anyway, beautiful project. Thank you.
Yeah.